guys, I'm Miranda and this is
Scott?
Scott. So we wanted to tell you about this program. So the first thing that I want to say is that the title is not clickbait. It is not clickbait. It is real. And as far as the company that we're going to tell you about what we went with, this is not for them, right? And we're going to let them know that we're doing this so that when, people are reaching out to them, they know that they can look on this video and see. But we paid the money for this ourselves. Scott found this doing research. I did research on it. We paid the money and did the procedure. The reason why we are making this video is because people do not know that this is available. And, our goal is to, this works so well that our goal is to get this out and let everybody know about this. And the ultimate goal is to get this so talked about that everyone has an opportunity, that insurance covers it, that it becomes part of programs. Like what we did was incredible. So before we get started and tell you about it, so we're gonna do 4 videos. So this first one, we're gonna tell you about the procedure we had done and when we did it, and then we'll do a video that kind of walks through doing the procedure and right afterwards and what that looks like. And then we'll do a video on the cost, and we're breaking it up because otherwise you get like one super long video. So, and then, people might have different things that they need to go back to. So then the third video will be on the cost. And then the 4th video, I want to spend some time talking about caring for somebody who's in active addiction. Because, we spend a lot of time talking about that person that's in addiction, and we don't talk enough about the inner turmoil, the hurt and the pain that is the collateral damage to all of those around them that love them. And then besides those 4 videos, what we're going to do, so listen, if you want to see this and see the progress, just, subscribe and please share this video to people who it will help. It is so important. So, and then after those videos, what we will do is answer any appropriate questions. So it might be like on the question, or if it's something that like maybe a lot of people would wonder about, then we'll answer it in a video just so that people, everyone that needs to see it can. And when I say appropriate questions, what I mean by that is that, now that this procedure has been done, we're going forward. I mean, Scott has been very emotional lately because he's having to, now that he has a clear brain and he's having to deal with recognizing the collateral damage that he has caused, that's a little bit hard, and he's dealing with that on himself. But this isn't going to be about rehashing things that he's done. It's not going to be about how did he get there. This is all about, this is where you're at and how you can move forward, because in our life now, it is about him being able to move forward and be the person that he was put here to be.
And honestly, anybody that's got a heroin addict in their family, they know what happens. And then
Yes.
stealing the line, all the still gets eliminated.
That's
So
right.
You don't need to rehash all this
You
stuff.
don't need, yeah, you don't need to rehash
Yeah,
that stuff,
okay.
yes. So Scott had a pretty significant problem, and it was with the bad stuff. I'm not going to say the word because I don't know what YouTube is okay with. And I want people to be able to see this.
Opiates.
It was with the bad stuff that is causing so much problem around our country. Okay, so I will tell you, the procedure that we did was expensive. It was $20,000, actually $19,500, and then we had to pay for a hotel. And we'll break down the money part of it in the third video. But the procedure is called A&R. It's accelerated neuroregeneration. And Dr. Weissman, he is the one who invented, or shouldn't say invented, but he is the science behind this program. And, you know, he's very quick to say it's not miracle, it's just good medicine using appropriate science. And like I said, it was $20,000. This used to, Dr. Weissman has been doing this for 30 years. He started with like treating the heroin addicts of the 70s. And this used to be only available overseas. So people would have to go overseas to get this procedure. And now it is in the United States. It's in Florida. It's been in Florida for 2 years. And it is in Beverly Hills. In Beverly Hills, it's $37,000, but I think you go there, you stay like, you know, you're like doing all of your recovery and stuff there, where in Florida, you are in the hospital for about 24 hours, and then you're picked up and you go to a hotel in the area. During your recovery phase, if you need anything, you have somebody you can call, and then the nurse practitioner comes to the hotel, sees you, and then, you know, discharges you as appropriate. So the procedure, basically they put him under anesthesia. He was under anesthesia for 7 hours. It's generally about 5 hours. He required to be under for about 7. They put you under anesthesia using succinylcholine, Versed, and propofol. So the succinylcholine, that is in order to intubate you, because they do intubate you. So that's the paralytic, paralyzes your muscles and stuff in your throat and your body so that they can intubate you. The Versed, you know, helps with pain, but Versed also is like an amnesiac. So when you get Versed, you don't remember things. And then the propofol is, it keeps you under, and it also helps with pain. So while you're under anesthesia, they put you under anesthesia, and they do a very thorough account of everything you've ever done, and you don't want to lie to them, right?
Yeah, that's what people like to say, they try to lie. And that everything you've done in your life, they have different chemical they use. So if you don't tell them something, they might use that chemical, then it doesn't work right. So that's what you don't.
Yes.
So I gave them a really extensive list of everything I did, and that's why I took some.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I was honest with them, so, you know, so.
Yep. And that's super important. So while you're under, you completely go through detox while you're under. And but it's not like just that rapid detox, because there's lots of rapid detox programs. But the thing with this is they go in, and so you're with Dr. Weissman or one of his associates, which is a critical care physician, and you're with an anesthesiologist, and then you have a critical care nurse with you one-on-one. And you are being like one-on-one monitored, and they go in and they flood your brain with chemicals, medication chemicals, in different sequences, And so not only are you completely detoxing, but what this does, how this cures the brain is it goes in. So when you are doing any kind of drugs, your brain makes little notches on like your dopamine receptors and stuff like that. So you have these little branches that come off of your receptor, and they need to be filled. And with the bad stuff, like he was doing, nothing can fill them like that bad stuff.
Yeah, the synthetic stuff.
Yes. So all those notches are what is constantly, you get through detox, but you constantly have that monkey on your back because they are constantly saying, hey, I want you, I want you, I need you, I need you. And so what this does is they go in and they actually clear out all of those receptors like brand new.
I went on, was it Friday?
No, you went on a Wednesday.
And full-blown active addict, and woke up Thursday not wanting it at all, and haven't wanted it since.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's 2 weeks now.
Yes. So Scott had this done 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this is 2 weeks.
I'm getting ready to go to jiu-jitsu class here in a few months.
Yes. So he, so his last doing of that
Full-blown addiction, like
full-blown addiction day.
right up to the minute of surgery.
Yes. So he was, they said that he couldn't do it after 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the last. And then he had to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. So 2 weeks, he is now 2 weeks post procedure. And he's like, every day, I don't want it. The thing that was most incredible was one morning, it was like 3 days in, and you woke up and said, I woke up thinking, what am I going to do with my day today? Sorry, my throat. Instead of,
How am I going to make money?
how am I going to make money? Because, I mean, any of you guys that are in this situation, you know that by this point, like, he is completely cut off of all of my accounts, and, you know,
He's getting $200 cash.
I did.
That's the first time.
And you gave me back $40 change.
Yeah, not bad.
How about that? Yeah?
That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen 3 weeks ago.
No, it wouldn't have happened 3 weeks ago. No, it would not
That would
have.
have disappeared.
Yes, it would not have happened. Yeah, because, you know, he's already pawned everything that he owned.
Yeah.
We now that he's good, we got it back. So speaking of that, on day 3, we went to the pawn shop to get back the things that he's pawned. And the guy at the pawn shop was like, I know that that's you, but I feel like you're like your twin brother. Like, what happened to you? And that's how good he looked. Like, immediately his skin was not gray or yellow anymore. Like, his skin was pink.
Yeah.
He had color. His eyes are white. And that was 3 days later. The guy was like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just tell you. In the past 2 weeks, he's watched so many movies because he's like, I can watch a 2.5-hour movie and not fall asleep.
Yeah, I just watched the whole movie for like 2 years.
Yes.
Penny with me, I don't know.
And we have been like just running around doing things. In so many years, I am so used to him saying, no, I don't, go by yourself. No, go by yourself. And you know what I didn't realize, you know, because he couldn't be too far away and he couldn't be away from his, you know, stuff, whatever, because it wears off quickly. And we're out running around for like 8, 9, 10 hours with no thought of, before, after a few hours, he would have done something to pick a fight with me so that I'd be mad and take him home.
Yeah. Or drop me off.
Or drop him. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Sounds crazy now. You know what I mean? You said when you're actively addicted though, it's like you're a different person.
Yeah.
You're thinking about all that now. It's like I said yesterday when we were talking. I was like, if anybody asked me to do any of that stuff now, I would look at them like, get out of here, you're crazy. Don't do that shit. You know?
I know, right? Isn't it?
Ugh.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part, is just having to step back and, now you're in a space where you have to recognize the things that you've done.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the procedure. So the procedure, again, it's called, so it's the A&R clinic, and again, they have it in Tampa, and they have it in California, in Beverly Hills. $20,000 or $19,500 in Tampa, plus your hotel, and then in California, $37,000. Now, this procedure is phenomenal. Oh, well, I was gonna say, like, he has gone skydiving since.
Mm-hmm.
He's like exercising.
Yep. Riding bicycle.
Yeah, riding my girl bike. Yeah. Yeah, because he doesn't have, his truck was sort of a representation. It became a state of the state he was in. So his truck is in the body shop because it's also being cured. So he doesn't have his truck right now. So yeah, he's been riding my girl bike.
Right. Punishment's enough. Did they ever go bad for me getting his bike to ride?
Yeah. 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 But, it's incredible. So he is 2 weeks. So, and so good. At 2 weeks, you'd still be
I'd be laying in bed.
feeling pretty crappy. Like, there was no, he felt a little yuck the first day, less yuck the next. So every day feeling better. The first day
The fatigue is something you can't. You're not gonna bypass that. Detox is one thing, but the fatigue afterwards, your body's gonna feel that regardless with what you do. That's just part of the process. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to fight is the fatigue. Other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, and she said that would be about 3 weeks.
That's standard.
And your fatigue, it's definitely better than what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walked 40 feet out in the backyard, but and then flopped down the first day. You know what I mean? Now I can walk up miles.
Yeah. And he's actually going to jiu-jitsu class today.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's amazing, right? And so, again, it's the A&R clinic and accelerated neuroregeneration. And then afterwards...
But if you do it, the procedure is like this. You go in there, they give you a couple pills, you wake up, it's done. To you, it lasts 4 seconds, pretty much.
Yeah.
You don't know what goes on, you wake up
and it's over.
You know what I mean? So you don't feel nothing, you don't feel super awesome when you wake up, I can tell you that, but you're not addicted anymore, but you're more out, you're tired for about 3 days. But I didn't want anything.
Yeah.
Drugs whatsoever,
he was able to eat the next day,
Yeah.
no problem. He doesn't eat as much, but he's been able to eat the whole time.
Yeah.
No vomiting, no, and he was immediately I'm not even thinking about drugs. It was incredible. Now, afterwards, you take naltrexone, and that's a opioid antagonist. But the naltrexone also helps to continue with that neuroplasticity of the brain and helps to continue to clear out the old gunk and build,
It's also an opiate blocker too.
yes, and build new receptors, and then it's also an opiate blocker.
So somebody trying to mess you up, you know, or something.
Yes, that's right. And and depending on the person, you'll take that for 6 to 12 months after. But it's not like taking a MAT. And listen, I know that MAT saves lives, but you are still, you know, that was the thing that he didn't want. He wanted to be free of everything. He, you know, you still have that monkey on your back with MAT because you still have something that you're craving, that you're needing. And with that really bad stuff that he was doing, the Suboxone,
It didn't work for me.
yeah, he said that he was still always still feeling like every day was still feeling like dope sick.
The first time I tried it, it put me in the hospital.
Yeah, he actually ended up in the hospital because even though he waited the amount of time he was supposed to, that stuff is so bad, it still put him into precipitated withdrawal. So doing this, like, it was like night and day. Like, it was, you went in, you had the procedure, and I'm saying overnight, but really it was in 7 hours. Like,
Yeah,
it was,
like 7 seconds for me.
yeah, incredible. So now this procedure, I will tell you, is not for everybody, and they will tell you that, and they will not accept people who are being forced or coerced into this. And you have to meet with them ahead of time because you have to be in a space where it really is an addiction problem and not a behavior problem. Because there are people that is their community, that's who they want to be with, they enjoy what goes along.
Well, if they clear your receptors out like that and everything, you have no tolerance whatsoever, you're going to kill yourself.
That's right. So, and that's why they won't take people who are coerced or people that have a behavior problem, because you know, there are people who like to be in that community. There are people that aren't past what caused them to get there in the first place, right? So in that case, you know, they clear out your receptors and you're not really ready to be clean and to live a beyond sober life. That's our new thing. It's beyond sober, because we're not just recovering, we are beyond recovered.
This just proved to me that the addiction is not an illness or, you know, a disease like I said it was, because once I got all that crap out of my system, I didn't need it. You know what I mean? I wasn't born one here. You know what I mean?
Right. It's a medical problem.
It's a condition I created by doing it.
Right. It's a medical problem created by your actions, just like, you know, obesity and everything else. And there is a medical cure that can go along with it. And
you're not an addict, you know, for life is a disease like cancer or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, something you made happen, and you know, it's
that's coming from the person who was doing it.
Yeah.
I've never done drugs in my life.
Well,
So
every time you go to a program or some kind of rehab thing or something like that, you know, they beat in your head that it's a disease you have. You know what I mean? It's like you're born with it. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? That's not the case. When I was 8 years old, I wasn't around for heroin or anything. You know what I mean? I didn't have it. I didn't have it until I did it one time. Then I went, oh no, you know what I mean? Now I got it. So then it's something you create by putting chemicals in your body. You know what I mean? So it can, you know, it's not a disease I had since a kid, like, you know, stroke or anything. You know what I mean?
right, so it makes sense that it can be fixed.
Yeah, you don't need to go to meetings for the rest of your life and talk about it, and wear that label of it, you're an addict and all that kind of stuff like that because you made a mistake. You know, it's just I'm not gonna do that.
Well, and
Some people
that's
might like that. I don't know. It's not me.
right, and there's probably some people that helps them. but we're not going to wear that label. He doesn't want to wear that label. He doesn't want to continue to rehash. And it's funny because Robert, the day that he was discharging you, like I was just inside like, oh my God, because he looked at you, he's like, Scott, you're gonna be fine, because you know what? You're not an addict anymore. And you were like, holy crap, you're right. I am not an addict anymore. I want nothing to do with
I
it.
didn't think about it, somebody else brings it up.
Yeah, and I will never do it again.
I'm thinking about what else I'm gonna do today.
Yeah, right?
You know what I mean?
So it's pretty incredible. And so for us, it is so important. Like we want to share this. We want to bring awareness. We want everybody to know that this is something that's available, and this is something that's available that works. And again, you have to be ready. You have to be that person that truly wants this out of your life. And I get it. I know it's expensive, and we'll get into that part of it, but that's where the other piece of this is, why we want to really we've decided that we are not going to let the stigma keep us from talking about it, because it's not something that we just went out. I'm not the person that went out and let everybody know that this is what I was dealing with, but we decided that this procedure is so incredible, and we are so blessed and fortunate to have been able to find it and to been able to do it, that we want people to know about it, and we want to have so much awareness and talking about it, because insurance needs to cover it. It works, and insurance needs to cover it. And aside from taking the naltrexone, which is very inexpensive, mind you, it's a very inexpensive medication for 6 to 12 months afterwards, like it's one and done. And we would really like to see insurance cover this. We would like to see there be programs that enable people that can't just come up with $20,000 to be able to do this. And people are donating money for so many things all the time. Like, I would like to see there start becoming things where people are pushing to get money for folks to be able to do this. It is just absolutely incredible. There's a girl on TikTok, and when I was researching this, I found one video on TikTok, and it was a girl talking about it, saying how badly she wanted to do it. And I had told her, that Scott was doing this on March 1st, and that I would keep her updated on if it worked and whatever, because she's like doing everything she can to try and get the money for it. So, I, updated her, and, this is a good thing. And I keep thinking about her, like how badly she wants to be able to do this because she wants her life back. And people like that should be able to have access to this kind of treatment. You should be able to have access to this kind of treatment for yourself or for your loved one that needs it. This should be available for everybody. And I will tell you, that clinic, they are amazing. They are non-judgmental. They are caring. Like, you can tell, like, their goal is to give people back their lives. And they are kind, and they are good.
Yeah.
And we're lucky.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you want to say?
No, I was just thinking what he said, but I want to
What do you say?
ready for the rest of your life.
That's right. That was the ICU nurse. Yes, when we walked in, like, I mean, so kind. So kind. And that was what he said to you. Are you ready for the rest of your life?
Yep.
And he wasn't wrong.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't wrong.
Yep. These are good people.
They're good people. All right, so listen, the next video that we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about like the procedure itself, after procedure, like leading up to it, after it, and then the next one we'll do on.
That'd be a short video because the procedure for me is to eat these 2 pills.
I know, but listen, I had to take care of your you know,
Eat these 2
pain.
pills and it was over.
I had to take care of the baby who
Yeah.
cried because he couldn't put his seatbelt on,
Yeah.
okay? But, so, and then we'll do a video and talk about, you know, again, the cost, and then I'll do that 4th video. And if you guys have questions, you know, just put it in there. We'll answer anything that we can. And again, it's A&R Clinic. We're getting nothing from this. Well, that's not true. You know what we're getting is the in our heart that we are being able to hopefully help somebody else. If us doing these videos lets one person get their life back like you, like, that's what it's about. So,
Yep.
Right, listen, we love you. We wish you the best. I hope that this was helpful. If you have questions, please ask them, and we will answer anything that we can answer. And share this video. We really need it to, you know, get to people, and we want everyone to have an opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
It's the only way it really works.
yep. All right. Well, bye, guys. We'll see you next time.
Time to get on my day.
Yes. Time to get on with your day. I love it.